que todavía creen en el combate, los que no le compran a los juegos y los dejan en jaque mate. Ya es bastante, el pueblo ya escuchó y se levanta con la fuerza de quien por ellos luchó. Fuerte y valiente como lo hizo Recabarre, en los sectores populares al oportunismo barre, no importa que no...
Servir al pueblo Austin trabaja para unir al pueblo en vecindades oprimidos y de clase trabajador, porque sabemos que podemos unirnos para resolver a los problemas que enfrentamos y construir un futuro mejor. Cactus Rose es una comunidad en Montópolis que el empresario Odin Hughes designó para reurbanización el año pasado, lo cual puso más de 50 familias en riesgo de desalojo. Servir al Pueblo organizó una tienda gratuita en la vecindad y asistió a reuniones comunitarias para entender lo que el pueblo quiso hacer y para apoyarlo.
What do you think about what's happening here with the city and the developers trying to kick you all out?
¿Cómo se siente de lo que está pasando aquí ahorita con la ciudad y con los...
Casi lo mismo como con Trump. Yo pienso que si ese señor llega a estar en algún lugar va a ser casi igual. Van a querer despojarnos tal vez de lugares que tal vez, como por decir, sacarnos del país, que eso sería injusto porque somos personas que radicamos aquí desde hace muchos años y tal vez venimos por mejor vida porque nuestro país está muy mal todo.
What do you think could be done? What do you think the community could do to stop it from happening?
¿Qué piensas que podemos hacer nosotros como una comunidad para detener de que pase eso?
Yo creo que unirnos a que no pase hasta donde ellos quieren estar, porque sería como destruirnos, una destrucción indominable con él, porque él va a hacer lo que él le parece, no lo que nosotros necesitamos realmente.
SAP estaba con la comunidad de Cactus Rose y validó su deseo de quedarse, pero organizadores liberales cooptaron a la asociación vecinal, demoliendo sus esperanzas de quedarse. El empresario lo recibió con la comunidad y aceptó trasladar a los residentes. SAP lamenta esta derrota, pero también hemos aprendido que no se puede dar espacio al liberalismo, porque es la daga detrás de la espalda del pueblo.
Celebrating on last year in February, the owners of this property, Jordan French and Darius Fisher, F&F Real Estate Ventures, demolished the business of a Mexican immigrants that they had been here for 8 years. It was a piñata store called Jumpolin. All of y'all are standing right on top of where Jumpolin was a year and a half ago. And then there was a community boycott for this heinous act. They said, do not do business with F&F, the man who demolished Jumpolin. Do not spend your dollars here. Do not allow them to claim this site, which is a site of violent colonization. And do not give your money to them. Instead, Blue Cat Cafe came in and started renting from F&F Real Estate Ventures. And since then, we have protested them and boycotted them and asked you not to spend your dollars here, not to support this. They think because they have used animals as a front for gentrification, F&F, Jordan French, the owner of this property, they think because they put animals in here that people would just roll over, they wouldn't care. That this is how the process of gentrification works. The removal of poor people of color from their neighborhood.
I am from the neighborhood. On the day that Jumpolin got demolished, no one said anything. They were working on that short-term rental right next door. They knew what was going to happen. The owners of the piñata place were inside of that establishment the day before. The dozer truck was put up there. At 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock in the morning, they knocked it down. When I was on my way to work, 8:45 8:45 in the morning, it was down. The piñatas were crushed. The, what do you call it, those gas things? The helium tanks were crashed. Gas was still running in there. Electricity was still running in there. They could have annihilated the neighborhood. They could have annihilated the whole place. It was an injustice what they did. They did it sneakily. F did it very sneaky because they knew that they did not have the right to do what they did, but they still did it. The owners of Jampoline passed by as they were taking their child to school, and they saw the demolish. We saw the demolish. We saw the piñatas. We saw it all go down, and nobody cared. What a shame that our neighborhood has become a sellout, and we are standing up for what is right, what should be justice for us.
Acá nacimos todos en la misma condición, desde los primeros pasos aguantando la opresión. Desigualdad y represión en nuestra situación, y se acabará cuando alcemos el puño y la voz. Con bandera roja voy mirada desafiante, destruyendo a quien contra el pueblo se levante. Arriba fuerza y aguante, en contra del vigilante. Ya no somos los mismos, somos mucho más que antes. Somos masa, somos rebeldía, somos los que nos organizamos día a día.
They're political prisoners of the anti-fascist movement. For the other inmates, we don't want you in there either. This is a white supremacist imperialist capitalist system that has you kidnapped in the wretched clutches of the state. We want you free.
El racismo venenoso, retórica anti-inmigrante, chauvinismo machista, islamofobia y guerrerismo de Trump no tiene límite. Ha envalentonado un movimiento de gente que se une con estas ideas y que se siente envalentonado por actualizarlas en nuestras calles. La presidencia de Hillary Clinton no iba a acabar con este movimiento. Bernie Sanders tampoco pudiera hacer algo al respecto, porque esto no se trata de candidatos individuales. El fascismo se ha salido de su escondite y no se irá hasta nosotros acabamos con él.
And what do you think about the election?
I just think it's kind of just either way, it's not really going good. It's like nothing really beneficial is being said. It's just like kind of dragging out each other and kind of just tearing each other down instead of like focusing on the real problems that are out here.
And do you plan on voting in November?
I really don't know if it'll be beneficial at this point.
En años recientes en Austin, los puercos racistas han matado a Byron Carter, Larry Jackson Jr. y David Joseph, y siguen hostigando y brutalizando a gente de color en vecindades pobres. Lo hacen porque saben que pueden salir impunes bajo este sistema.
Alright, so what do y'all think about the police?
They ass, they don't help nobody, they don't do nothing, they just arrest people, choke them, just anything.
So if I say fuck the police, what do you say?
Yeah, let's go with it.
Alright, what do you think about Donald Trump?
He's ass. Donald Trump. I think he's fuckboy, to be honest with you. He doesn't, he just trying to ruin the world in a way. He's just trying to somehow kick us, everybody out the world, out of the U.S. Out of the U.S.
We defend Antifa work. Hit the fascists where it hurts. We defend Antifa work. Hit the fascists where it hurts. UTPD, we don't need them. What we need is students' freedom. UTPD, we don't need them. What we need is students' freedom.
Fails to clean up, failed in every single way possible to clean up neo-Nazi and white supremacist symbols for 9 months. 9 fucking months. Well, they were able to clean up Black Lives Matter graffiti in a matter of hours. As we can see, they're deliberately, I guess, taking steps now to cover it up. It's taking long enough. Only because people took action first. And it's only because we brought attention to this first. UT would have let this go for as long as they possibly could have. Because they don't give a shit about hate crime. They don't give a shit about investigating violence and violent ideologies and symbology that is around our campus constantly, that is rising with the presidency of Trump. They don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck. UTPD is charging people with felonies for cleaning up white supremacist logos. A black man in West Campus was charged with misdemeanors and suspended for one semester. What kind of fucking justice is that? And the charges against the people who were allegedly involved in this incident are total bullshit. UTPD arrested them with zero evidence whatsoever. As we of their involvement in this actual situation. It's total bullshit. The charges are all fucking false. And UTPD is gonna lose that shit in court, and they fucking know it. They fucking know it!
Grandes contiendas, amasa la aurora con plomo, escribimos la nueva historia. Cruzando los mares, la tierra temblando, asaltando cielos, en la lucha vamos avanzando. Somos sembradores de la revuelta, nacida en poblaciones y en la protesta. Construimos día a día organización que traiga de vuelta al pueblo la emancipación.
One-third of the Puerto Rican nation lives in the United States. Most have come in search of a better life, but they found instead slums, inadequate education, destruction of their culture, the lowest paying and worst jobs, and constantly rising unemployment.
High-ranking members of the Lords are now professors, reporters, and politicians for the Democratic Party. So there are lessons to learn from their successes, and there are lessons to learn from their failures. From their success, we must learn the importance of community organizing, of doing things for and with the people. The fact that if people come together, we can take care of each other's health, education, and housing more than any rich parasite will ever want to. We need to take that to heart when we live in a world where we are constantly bombarded with the false idea of there being only 2 possible options, 2 possible parties that we can choose. That's bull. The reason we hear that nonsense is because the media is controlled by the rich, and these parties are controlled by the rich. What ideas do we get to hear on TV, or hear and see on TV, hear on the radio every day? Well, the poor don't have 100 television channels to advertise on, but we do have the numbers. That's a fact. And when you have the numbers and you come together with a purpose, then those people doing the oppressing start to worry.
Started this program in Austin more than a year and a half ago, or a year ago, and have watched it branch out to other cities like Los Angeles, Portland, and Washington, D.C. We hope to keep growing and see Serve the People transform into a countrywide fighting organization. Anywhere people are kept down by this rotten, backward system, Serve the People should exist to fight, to hit back. At the end of the day, all those who go against the interests of the people are the same. If you do not hit them, they will not fall. And we have only just started to shake our chains, but together we will certainly break them off and march side by side along the path to freedom, liberation, a new and equal world where no one goes without.
Lo más que unimos con el pueblo, podemos usar más ideas para resolver los problemas en formas que aún no podemos imaginar en este momento. Esto no solo es posible, pero es absolutamente necesario. Y hacemos esto porque sabemos que el poder revolucionario no tiene límite.
Todo es ilusión.
Yeah, hermano, nada imposible para quien se atreve a escalar las alturas.
Si el presente es de lucha, el futuro será nuestro.
Poblacional Records.
Blackout Beats.
Que viva la revolución.